Thank you. We all know that aging isn't for sissies, and laughter is really great medicine. Do you remember as a child going to the doctor's office and seeing the height and weight chart because you always wanted to see where you fit in? Well, I recently had my knee replaced, and they measure your height. And I hadn't been measured in years to find out I'd lost another 2 inches. So I'm now 3 inches shorter than I was in high school, and I knew I had to lose 10 pounds, and now I gotta lose another 10 pounds because I'm 2 inches shorter. Now I have an announcement to make. I just found out that in October, I will be a great-grandmother. And I had no idea what importance this age group puts on what you're called, what your name is. So grandparents' names, some of them, they have jewelry to match and accessories to match, a little overkill. Isn't this about the child and not about you? And some of them, are cute names. Some of them, Grandma and Grandpa was fine with me. And then there's cultural names. My cultural name would be Bubby, and I'm definitely not a Bubby. But I think the biggest concern is that the name doesn't make you sound old. My daughter is stopping everyone, and we were in a restaurant in Nashville, and she sees a couple with twin grandsons, and she goes up to them and explains that she's going to be a new grandmother, and how did they pick their name? And they said, well, their name is Lolly and Pop. So she told me it was cute, and she goes to her husband, and he goes, not a chance in hell. But then I thought, I was intrigued, so I started looking up names that some people have given themselves for their names for their grandchildren. So one was Graham Cracker, for the grandmother who was known for her snacks. A grandfather name, and I would hate this because for the rest of his life he's going to be known as Grumpy. Grand Dude. And do you remember when all the businesses started changing their names to initials? So it was Kentucky Fried Chicken, became KFC. So just use initials. G is for grandma, P is for grandpa. Then the one that I see most, and I have to apologize. If anybody in here is using any of these names, I apologize. Glamma. That's the one that you find the jewelry for. G-Dog for grandpa. This one I thought was hysterical. G-Money for grandma who always has money to give him. And I would hate to be the part of the couple where it's Big Mama and Slim. But I personally think our names should be superheroes because we deserve it. And typically, in my estimation, the kids come up with their own names for you. It's kind of what they can say or what they see and hear. I have a friend who wears cowboy boots everywhere. And I actually did a 60-mile walk, fundraising walk with her. Her husband met her 2 miles out before the finish line so she could cross the finish line in her boots. And the grandchildren called her Grandma Boots. Now, I don't care what they call me as long as they call me. Now, repeat after me. You might be getting old if.
You might be getting old if.
You'll be repeating it. Last year I had a family gathering, and all 3 of my daughters were there. I felt really old because all 3 of them were talking about their menopause symptoms. You might be getting old if you start talking more about your health. You might be getting old if you see the side effects of gravity when you look at yourself in the mirror. You might be getting old if you always know the number of times you went to the bathroom the night before. You might be getting old if you stop growing hair where it's supposed to grow and you start growing hair where it's not supposed to grow. You might be getting old if you walk into the room and for the love or money you cannot remember why you walked in there. You might be getting old if You sleep in a recliner better than you sleep in your bed. You might be getting old if you dress up and you're all ready, but you can't figure out shoes because you can no longer wear heels. You might be getting old if the music of today is awful, and please give us the music of our era. You might be getting old if computers and programs are just getting way too complicated and for you to navigate. You might be getting old if afternoon naps are an absolute requirement. You might be getting old if, what is this putting children's caps on senior medicines? I took home medicine the other day, and I went to open it. I took pliers, I ended up taking a hammer and smashing the top of it. The welcome to our world, right? I found this poem that was so apropos for this evening, so. An ode to old age. There's quite an art to falling apart as the years go by, and life doesn't begin at 60, that's a big fat lie. My hair is getting thinner, my body is not. The few teeth I have are beginning to rot. I smell of Vicks Vapor Rub, not Chanel No. 5. My new pacemaker is all that's keeping me alive. When asked of my past, I every detail I know, but what was I doing 10 minutes ago? Well, you get the idea, what more can I say? Off to read the obituary like I do every day. If my name's not there, I'll once again start perfecting the art of falling apart. Remember, you don't stop laughing when you grow old. You grow old because you stop laughing. Thank you.